Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog project video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to sample drums or any drum loops in particular. You could do this on any software, but today we're going to be using Logic Pro, as you can see in the top corner. But today we are going to be sampling drums from the song Nothing on You by Bruno Mars, which sounds like this. So I've got the file here. So what you want to do is you want to drag it onto your digital software, your DAW, and you just want to drag it onto a new like track, like that, and you should give it a while. It may take a while to load depending on what software you're using and how long your track is. So there you go. As you can see, I've imported the track already. So what you want to now do is you want to kind of zoom in all the way. So as you can see, the drums start here. So you want to kind of zoom in all the way like so until you find just exactly where it starts, which is around here. So I'm going to cut it from, let's see. Right, so I'm going to cut it from here. So I'm going to cut it from here, and you can do that by pressing Command and T. And there you go, it has split the track, so you can, if you want, get rid of this, and then you want to zoom out like so. And now what you want to do is you want to kind of drag it to one of these very like thin lines here. So where number 10 is, right here, you want to kind of drag it to number 10 so that it's in time, otherwise it would just sound very out of time with the click track playing as well. So if you zoom in, it may not, like so, it may not be as correctly as you think it is, so you kind of want to just go in there and manually move it like so. Now if I play the track, you can hear with the click track that it does not sound in time. And that is because we have not dragged or like stretched the actual drum loop itself in time with the actual project. So that's what we're about to do next. So you can do this by going all the way to the end of the track, like here, and then you want to press Alt on the keyboard, and then you want to use your mouse to drag the track to one of these regions. Now it depends on the project settings, so mine is at 120, as you can see right there. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of fiddling around with this just to get it to match the click track. As you can see right now, when I play the track, it's a bit fast, so it's not kind of there yet. So we now need to go back over, press Alt again, and I think the place is somewhere between here. So we kind of want to stretch that back, maybe to one of these. So now, after a bit of fiddling around, we should have got it sounding right and sounding great with the click track when it's playing. So as you can see here, I've moved it to halfway in 26. So if I zoom in, you can see over here that it's not at one of the regions, it's kind of in one of these little regions. And this is something that you may have to do in drum samples, vocal samples, any sort of sample really, just to kind of get that get out with your project. But here mine is at 120, and if I move this down, you can see that now if I play it, so if I play it now, you can definitely tell that it's in sort of the tempo. I've lowered the tempo, just fiddled around with the whole track. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it even more, because I want this section just here off the drum sample. So I'm going to Command T from here and do the same here, and then I can get rid of these tracks, and then I can select this and put Command C and then Command V, and it will duplicate the drum sample and it should sound the same. So let's do it. As you tell, it's pretty too soon, so you can fiddle around, you can drag it wherever you want, but I'm gonna mess around with what I want for my track and we'll go from there. So after a little fiddling around, you should get something that sounds in time and correct like this. Obviously here there is kind of like a second more, so you kind of want to drag that there, and then it should sound okay. Now what you can also do in the drums, you can go to region over here. If you click it and go to transpose, you can really change the sound of the drum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put -3, and then let's hear the difference that makes. So just go ahead and press enter, and it will say that, and then you can definitely tell that there's a difference. So you can definitely tell that it's done something. You can also do it however you want. You can put +5, or just put the number 5, and then press play. As you can tell, there are two completely different sounds that you can get by using the transpose button, and you can also fiddle around with the EQ, which is what we're going to go ahead and do. So I quite like that sound of the that I've got now, which sounds like this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I can EQ it. I can press many of the presets, and I'm going to go ahead and click one just to show you guys what you can do. So I feel like this is more of a snare sound, so I'm going to hit a ring in the snare preset, and you can see you can change these however you want, and then it should sound different. can tell it has made a difference. So there are many other presets, but that one's not for me, so I might go with the punchy kick. So I've got this drum sample, and if I want to continue with the project, I can either play MIDI into the project, but since I don't have a MIDI keyboard, I am going to use the loops up in the top right corner, and you can see there's many here that you can use, and I'm going to press tempo just to find the same as the project, and you can really see that there are quite a lot of loops and samples to choose from. You can choose drum samples, any sort of samples, piano samples, and here is 112, which is the same as the project. So I've added a bass into it, and it doesn't sound perfect, but this is so you guys can get a rough idea of what sampling is with drums, and it should sound like this. Close to the original project, which is Nothing on You, it sounds completely different. Obviously we're taking the drums, we're not taking any aspect of that song apart from the drums. So you can pretty much do whatever you want with the drums. You can chop them up, you can manually chop them up like I did in the video, or you can, if you go to another track, you can click audio over here. You click audio effects, go down to utility, go down to audio units, sorry, and should be somewhere here. Or if you can't find it, you can come here to create a new track, and you can put the MIDI, and instead of empty channel strip for the instrument, you click it, and then it should be down here, which it is. So it should be a mini sample or quick sampler, which is here. You can click stereo and create track, and then you want to open up the track over here by clicking once, and then you can add the audio, and it will just quickly scan through the audio and chop the drums up. And then here is the selection for slice, and then if you press command key on your keyboard, you should get something like this, and then if you play along, you can sort of use that same sound to sample and use in your music, as you can hear. But I choose to do it manually since I don't have a MIDI keyboard to do so, and it's kind of difficult doing it on a standard computer keyboard. So that's it for today. That's how to sample drums, and there are many other ways you can do it, but this is my personal preference, and this is the way I go around sampling drums that I want to use in my songs, just because it's easier for me to do at the moment since I don't have a MIDI keyboard that I could chop up the beats like I just showed. So this is my way of doing it, and there are many other ways.